I did not try to blow it out.
All right. Good morning and welcome. So good to see you all this morning. I would invite you at this point to let's all put our phones in worship mode. I have to lock mine in the other room. That's the only way that works for me. And welcome those of you on Zoom as well. We're going to begin today's special service on this memorable day with a song that really helped me a lot through COVID, and I'm sure has helped many people over the years because it began in the African American spiritual tradition, and it's called Shine on Me, and I invite you to sing with me. I don't think so. We don't need to stand for this one. Shine on me, oh, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me, oh, shine on me, oh, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me. Lift me up, oh, lift me up. Let the light from the lighthouse lift me up, oh, lift me up, oh, lift me up. Let the light from the lighthouse lift me up, oh, hold me close, oh, hold me close. Let the light from the lighthouse hold me close, oh, hold me close, oh, hold me close. Let the light from the lighthouse hold me close. Shine on me, oh, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me, oh, shine on me, oh, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse
Good morning, church. And welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Las Cruces. My full name is Haney Pearson, and I'm your service associate this morning. We are holding lay services, and our service leader is Charlie Scholz, whom you do not see, but hold on. Also participating in this service are Catherine Massey, Director of Music, the UUCLC Choir, Kelly Ingram, Director of Religious Education, and our greeters are Diane Lee, Carol Stanfield, and Jenny Herrick. Hospitality is provided by the membership committee. And on the electronics are Chris and Elwin. Chris grew up in the church and he came back. Unitarian Universalism has no creed nor dogma, for we are a covenant-based church, meaning that we agree to live in relationship with each other according to the Unitarian Universalist principles and this church's covenant of right relations. We embrace diversity in all its forms, as everyone is welcome here. You can learn more about our church and check the events calendar at our website, uuchurchlc.org. If you are visiting today, we'd like to meet you. If you're in the sanctuary, please rise in body or spirit, wait for a microphone, and speak into the microphone to introduce yourself by telling us your name, where you are from, and how you heard about our church. Do we have any visitors in the sanctuary?
Hi, good morning. I'm Maureen Curran, and this is my partner, Michael Stein. We are here visiting our lovely friends, Bob and Joan Pipkins, with whom we shared fellowship and worship at the Unitarian Church of Staten Island for many years. And thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'm John French. I'm spending the winter in Las Cruces. I'm a retired doctor of public health, and I've just spent 20 years in India and Thailand. And in India, I lived with Hindu families, and in Thailand, I have a Buddhist family, and I knew I'd be welcome here.
If you are joining us through Zoom, you may introduce yourself by turning on your mic and camera. Any visitors joining us via Zoom? Okay. There are no visitors on Zoom, but thank you. We are pleased that you have joined us today for our service. Please fill out a visitor's card in the lobby or leave your email in the Zoom chat box so we can invite you to other services and activities at the church. Directly following this service, there will be time to fellowship with one another during our coffee hour. Those joining us via Zoom need only to stay where you are, and you will be able to converse with one another in a chat room after the service. Please note the announcements on the back of your order of service, or if you are Zooming with us today, the announcements are on the same publication that the link was given you. Of particular note is the upcoming new UU class. That is more than just for newcomers. It is for anyone wishing to find out more about our capital C church. In addition, the roundtable speaker today at 2 p.m. via Zoom is Kevin Bixby, founder of the Southwest Center for Environmental Education, discussing its rebranding as Wildlife for All, an evidence-based approach to managing wildlife for the public good. It is a blessing to be here with you this morning.
Good morning. Our opening words this morning are from Barack Obama, who wrote, "Even the smallest act of service, the simplest act of kindness, is a way to honor those we lost, a way to reclaim that spirit of unity that followed 9/11."
Rise in body and/or spirit and join us in saying our congregation's affirmation of covenant and remain standing as we sing the doxology in English and Spanish. The words on the monitors. Love is the doctrine of this church. Quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve others in community, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with creation. Thus do we covenant with one another.
Hi, boys and girls. Today is September 11th, and on this day, we want to honor all of the heroes who have helped us so much, and also think about what. Hi, boys and girls. Today is September 11th, and on this day, we want to honor all of the heroes who have helped us so much. Hi, boys and girls. Today is September 11th, and on this day, we want to honor all of the heroes who have helped us so much, and also think about what we can do to make the world a better place. So this book is called On That Day, and it's a book of hope for children by Andrea Patel. The world is blue. The world is green. The world is bright. The world is very big and really round and pretty peaceful. But one day, a terrible thing happened. The world, which had been blue and green and bright and very big and really round and pretty peaceful, got badly hurt. Many people were injured. Many other people died, and everyone was sad. Sometimes bad things happen in nature, like things like tornadoes or earthquakes or fires. But sometimes bad things happen because people act in mean ways and hurt each other on purpose. That's what happened on that day, a day when it felt like the world broke. This is scary and hard to understand, even for grown-ups. Is there anything we can do to make the world right again? Yes. Whether you're 3 years old or 13 years old or 30 years old or 103 years old, you can help. You can help by sharing. You can help by playing and laughing. You can help by taking good care of the earth. And you can help by being kind to people. When bad things happen, only a small piece of the world breaks, not the whole world. Goodness is in the world, and it's stronger than badness. There will always be good things in the world. You are one of the good things. And that's the end of the story. And I want you to think about all the special heroes that are in our community. We have so many great people who help, and what you can do to make the world a little bit more peaceful. All right, I hope you enjoyed that story.
May your minds be open to learning. May your spring fruit into the world. May your heart full of hands to the work of justice as you go your way in peace. Shall I introduce this? All right. Our opening hymn is number 1055, How Sweet the Darkness. Would you rise in body and or spirit? Our candle lighting ritual offers us a moment of gentle, tranquil reflection and meditation. Lighting candles is a spiritual practice that invites you to focus your attention in a very concentrated manner. It helps you become more present, more conscious, and for some, more embodied. It could be a moment to talk to God or connect with the natural world. Maybe you can look inwardly and be transported to other sacred or healing spaces. Today, I invite you to light candles as a way of remembering the victims of the American Airlines Flight 11 and United Airlines Flight 175 crashes into the World Trade Center complex. The victims of the American Airlines Flight 77 crash into the Pentagon building. and the lives saved by the passengers of United Airlines Flight 93 who forced the crash of their plane in a field in Stony Creek Township, Pennsylvania. Think on these things. I invite you to allow this spiritual practice to calm your innermost self by focusing on the light, music, or movement of this moment. Become aware that we engage this practice both as individuals and together as a religious community. As you come forward to light the candle or as you meditate in your seats, I invite you to ready your heart and mind for what the Spirit or moment brings to your attention and understanding. Allow your heart and mind to be open, receptive, and authentic in this moment as the choir hums, "Comfort Me."
It's without a desire to exaggerate that I say that we have had many days in the last handful of years to which we have awoken and learned of calamities occurring nearby or far away. I have learned to brace myself for every news headline or to a friend's, "Have you heard?" But in 2001, it didn't feel that way. I got up that morning expecting to go teach some high school physics, come home, have dinner with my spouse, Tammy, and head here for choir rehearsal. I got up earlier than usual because I had to go to the dentist for a cleaning. The only time that works for most teachers is 7 a.m., so that's where I was when American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower. Of the World Trade Center. The news began to trickle into my little cubicle via other dental assistants. A plane has crashed into the World Trade Center. What? Later, a second plane crashed there. Oh, this isn't an accident. By the time I drove to school, NPR had switched to calming music dispersed between emergency news updates. During that time, the Pentagon was attacked. I got to my classroom and turned on the TV to live coverage from New York. My students started coming in early and watching with me as we processed what we were seeing. We saw the collapse of the North Tower together. As a teacher, I did my best to help us all be in the moment, let the feelings come, and also turn our attention to other things. In each class that day, we got news updates, talked, and then went outside to do the Physics 500 lab. I felt it was important for the students to get outside and to know that their lives continued. Our UUCLC choir gathered as scheduled. We decided to sing spirituals that evening, comforting ourselves and each other in that shared space. As the years have passed since then, I've discussed the meaning of that day with most of my students. Our junior ROTC has led a school-wide memorial ceremony most years, not so much recently, giving the opportunity to teach about the events and to have conversations to help keep the memory alive. This generation of high school students has no memory of this event. They were not alive then. In fact, this morning, the annual Las Cruces High Mayfield Rivalry Parade is going on at the Field of Dreams. I'm sure no one thought of today's significance. So when I can, I engage them with the ingenious engineering required to build the Twin Towers, or with the impactful artistic design elements of the Pentagon 9/11 Memorial. But there's a special place in my heart for the students that day with whom I shared this experience, and with our choir and the songs we sang that evening.
September 2001 was to be a celebratory month. There was a large family get-together on Labor Day. There were a couple of family birthdays, and there was to be a smaller family get-together planned for Disney World. Well, so much for plans. On the 11th, Lynn and I began our trek to D.C. past an airfield that had informed the FBI that they had students who wanted to know how to fly but not to land. Evidently, they weren't interested. As we neared D.C., we heard a news announcement that a plane had crashed into the World Trade Center North Tower. And shortly thereafter, our younger son Micah called. Lynn talked to him briefly, and they hung up. Then Micah called back to say he had witnessed a second plane hit the South Tower. This was no accident. I dropped Lynn off and went to work where everyone was talking about the events. But then she called me to say that a plane had hit the Pentagon because they could see the smoke of a jet fuel fire across the river. We decided to go home, and so did everyone else. Then came the black SUVs trying to get Congress to safety, causing total chaos. There were a lot of angry, scared people. I was parked at Union Station. Communication was spotty, and Lynn walked 17 blocks before I could drive 7. When she got in, I managed to turn around, and we went to Maryland where all the traffic had cleared. It was only going to Virginia where the black SUVs had totally ignored all driving protocols that had caused the problem. It was one of the few times we have experienced terrorism from foreigners. Most of it is homegrown. However, Mark Sukontarak has an entirely different view of what happened that day.
I got to start by telling you, I was going over this in my head last couple of days trying to put this thing together, and I realized I've talked to people about it. It was a significant event for me, and I've talked to people here and there about it over the years. It's 21 years ago, and I think I put together what makes sense, but still some things don't hang together. The setting, I had been living for 15 years in the D.C. suburbs as a federal government employee with my longtime wife and my one daughter. Within a year before 9/11, my daughter went off to college. My mother nearly died from open heart surgery. My father passed away. My wife abandoned me. And my only pet, a cat named Snowflake, died. I was living alone and kind of down. That's crazy, 21 years ago, and it's affecting me now. That's crazy. I got up the morning of 9/11, and as usual, went out on the back balcony of my townhouse to sip on some coffee and have a cigarette before going to work. My next door neighbor friend, Beth, stuck her head out her back window and did a Chicken Little, the sky is falling routine, telling me about the Twin Towers, the Pennsylvania crash, and the Pentagon. I was assigned to the Pentagon at that time, so I attempted unsuccessfully to contact my direct supervisor to see if I should still report. It was unsuccessful. I was most of the way to work, a much longer time than usual on a usually long commute, before he finally got back to me to tell me to report the next day. When I did report to work the next day, the building was still burning. The Pentagon is huge. It was burning in the attic on another side. There were huge fans set up in the hallways to blow the smoke away. At my customary time of day, I went out for a smoke at Ground Zero, the outdoor area in the middle of the Pentagon. It was affectionately named that because in the event of a nuclear attack during the Cold War, it would most certainly have been a prime target. When I lit the cigarette, there was so much smoke in the air I couldn't enjoy it. I threw down my cigarette, and I haven't lit another in 21 years since. My turning point. Turns out that was the straw that broke the camel's back in my life. I decided I needed a change. I put in for federal jobs elsewhere for which I was qualified. I accepted a job at an unspecified location in the Southwest. It turns out it was Las Cruces. At the time, I was a somewhat new UU, so as soon as I learned the location, I searched the internet for a UU church and found UUCLC. I joined very quickly. I eventually fell in love with Las Cruces and UUCLC, and rather than leave when my time with the federal service here was up, I went native, leaving federal service and stayed here.
When someone in a foreign country asks you if you're an American, you're never quite sure what they're really asking. So you might go on the defensive. No, I didn't agree with that invasion. I don't know why we're supporting that dictator. No, I didn't vote for him and I don't support his policies. On the other hand, it might be a polite inquiry. designed to make you aware of something that has happened or something that is happening to your country. That was the reason this woman who lived in one of the duplexes I managed in Fredericton, New Brunswick, asked me on September 11th, "You're an American, aren't you?" I nodded, put down my tools that I was using to repair the door in the other apartment. "You've got to see this," she said. And I went into her living room and watched on TV as the second plane hit the tower. My wife Nancy and I had moved to New Brunswick in the summer of 1996 so she could be the minister of the Unitarian Fellowship of Fredericton. We had both just finished graduate school. She at seminary with a Master of Divinity degree, and me at university with a PhD in public policy. And we had decided that whoever got the job offer first, that's where we would go. So when the UUA asked Nancy if she would accept an extension ministry in Canada, she said yes, and we moved to New Brunswick. By 2001, we were in our 6th year in Canada and enjoying the church and the country. I was managing property for my landlord, and she was working with a growing congregation. But the attack on September 11th was a jarring reminder that we were still U.S. citizens. Our Canadian friends and neighbors were incredibly supportive of us personally in the days that followed. And you've probably heard all kinds of stories that came out of the experience of other US citizens who were caught across the border or who had to land in Canada when the airlines shut down. And our congregation was sympathetic and very supportive. But I think we knew even then that we would be returning to the States, if not soon, then eventually. Many people have spoken about 9/11 as a defining moment in their lives. So what makes this, or made this, a defining moment? Do we live our lives differently because of 9/11? We sure do when we travel. I have plates and screws in my right leg, the legacy of a serious accident some years ago. It always set off alarms. So nowadays, the TSA just asks if you have any metal in your body, and then they wand you. And I think in general, we are more conscious of terrorism and the fragility of life and the fact that we really don't have much control over what is happening in the world. 9/11 was a defining moment for us and for our country. But I know some people have a different idea of what a defining moment is. Let me tell you a quick story. When I was teaching high school back in 1996, we had an all-school assembly where some folks from the American Legion made a presentation of American history, which was basically a recital of all the wars we had fought. This was at the beginning of our heavy involvement in Vietnam, and I'm sure it was designed to promote patriotism among the students. But later, in the teacher's lounge, I argued that American history was much more than the wars we had fought. It was about economic growth and the expansion of the nation, the struggles for individual and collective rights, the sense that the American experience was a unique contributor to the freedom of the individual as well as to the welfare of the group. I don't recall getting much support from other teachers. In retrospect, they appeared to be willing to accept this war view of American history as their set of defining moments. Probably have your own defining moments. But collectively, we tend to focus on the ones that have happened to our country. And this is because they're ours. And we share those with our friends and neighbors and our other members of our society. But my real question to you today is, why does it take a national tragedy to bring us together? Why can't we get along, work together, help each other out without the added burden of some life-changing event? Is that possible? I don't know the answer. I've never been very good at figuring out what is going to happen in the future after some defining event, or have what has just happened is going to affect us. My expectations seem to veer between nothing and everything. The world doesn't appear to have changed, and yet everything is different now. So, what is it about these moments? What do they signify for us? And how can we make sense of them? Perhaps it is our yearning for stability that marks these moments in time. We need something to hang on to, a point of reference, something we can pin our lives on. And that, I believe, gives us hope. And in marking these points, we are better able to accept change. We are better able to regroup, and we are better able to try again. Thank you.
Haney. The results of the visioning circles data have been compiled and distributed via email. I hope all of you participated, and I hope all of you take the time to really read the documents. Now it is on us to continue to move forward. Hopefully, we will move in a straight line in unison for the betterment of the congregation. But it is human to err. We may make some false steps. No, we will make some false steps, but we will continue to work together until we become the beloved community. Support these meaningful changes with your pledges and Sunday giving. Our Change for Change recipient for this quarter is the Safe Haven Animal Shelter. Our closing hymn is number 121, We'll Build the Land. We're going to sing. Oh, okay, just follow that. Good. Don't sing it like you know it. Follow it, what's up on the line. All right? Come on, Charlie.
Of every moment and nurture it with affection, tenderness, beauty, creativity, and laughter.
Well, I missed that. Charlie, you want to do that again? And wait till you get the cue.
Didn't I do it right the first time?
No, we didn't.
Oh, a glitch. Okay, here it comes. Our closing words are from Deepak Chopra. For me and my family personally, September 11th was a reminder that life is fleeting, impermanent, and uncertain. Therefore, we must make use of every moment and nurture it with affection, tenderness, beauty, creativity, and laughter.
All right. I wonder why we finished on time when we had so much to do, and it's because I skipped over a part. I apologize for not lighting the real chalice. All right. Would you say the words for extinguishing the flame with me? We extinguish this flame, but not